Have you ever heard a story so strange it just has to be true? Today we're diving into one of those. It's the story of a billionaire who, despite having his pick of anyone in the world, chose to marry a woman decades his senior. And if that wasn't surprising enough, they then announced the birth of their daughter. How is that even possible? What's the real story behind this headline-grabbing mystery? Stick with me, because the truth is more heartwarming and unexpected than you could ever imagine. Let's start with our billionaire. Let's call him Alex Sterling. From the outside, Alex had it all. He built a tech empire from the ground up, lived in a sprawling mansion, and his name was synonymous with success. The media followed his every move, speculating about his romantic life, linking him to models and actresses. But Alex was notoriously private, a man who valued substance over glamour, a trait that would soon define the most important decision of his life. Then there was Elena. She wasn't on any magazine covers. She was a retired librarian, a widow who spent her days volunteering at a local community center, tending to her small garden and sharing stories with her grandchildren. Her life was quiet, filled with simple joys and the kind of wisdom that only comes from a life fully lived. She was kind, witty, and had a laugh that could light up a room. To the world, she and Alex Sterling occupied completely different universes. So, how did their paths cross? It wasn't at a high society gala or a business conference. It was at a charity auction for a children's hospital. Alex, a major philanthropist, was the guest of honor. Elena was there as a volunteer, helping to organize the event. During a quiet moment, Alex, tired of the superficial conversations, stepped away for some air. He found Elena on a small balcony, looking at the city lights. They started talking, not about business or fame, but about books, travel, and the simple things that bring happiness. For the first time in years, Alex felt seen, not as Alex Sterling, the billionaire, but just as Alex. He was captivated by Elena's intelligence, her humor, and her complete lack of interest in his wealth. She saw the man, not the money. That one conversation turned into another. Then coffee. Then long walks in the park. An unlikely friendship blossomed, one that quickly deepened into a profound and genuine love. Alex found in Elena a partner, a confidant, and a home he never knew he was searching for. When Alex announced their engagement, the world was stunned. People couldn't comprehend it. They mocked their age difference and spun wild theories. But Alex and Elena were unfazed. They knew what they had was real. They had a beautiful, intimate wedding, surrounded only by their closest family and friends, far from the prying eyes of the public. They shared a few blissful years together, traveling, laughing, and simply enjoying each other's company. Alex had never been happier, but there was one piece of their shared dream that seemed impossible. Years before, when Alex's late sister was battling a serious illness, she had made a heartfelt request. She knew she might not survive and had her eggs frozen, asking Alex to one day find a way for her child to be born, to be raised with love, and to carry on her legacy. It was her deepest wish. Alex had carried this promise in his heart for years, waiting for the right time, the right partner to help him fulfill it. He shared this deeply personal story with Elena. He explained his sister's dream and his solemn vow to her. Elena, with her immense capacity for love and understanding, didn't hesitate. She embraced the idea completely. It wasn't about her having a biological child. It was about bringing a new life, a piece of a beloved sister, into their family and showering her with love. This is where the story takes its most incredible turn. They decided to use a surrogate, carrying an embryo created from Alex's late sister's egg and a donor. It was a complex and emotional journey, but they navigated it together, hand in hand. The daughter that the world assumed was biologically theirs was, in fact, Alex's niece. A child born from a promise of love, carried by the generosity of a surrogate, and welcomed into the world by a father and a loving grandmother figure, who was now her devoted mother. When they announced the birth of their daughter, Lily, the media frenzy started all over again. The speculation was rampant. How could an elderly woman give birth? The headlines were cruel and invasive. But Alex and Elena chose to protect their privacy and their daughter's story. They let the world gossip, because the truth was a private, sacred promise they were fulfilling. They weren't interested in explaining their life to a world that was so quick to judge. Inside their home, there was only joy. Elena, with her gentle hands and lifetime of wisdom, was the most natural mother. She would read stories to Lily, sing her lullabies, and her face would light up every time the baby giggled. Alex, the powerful CEO, would melt into a doting father the moment he walked through the door. He'd spend hours on the floor playing with Lily, his heart full. He wasn't just raising his daughter, he was honoring his sister, keeping her memory alive in the most beautiful way possible. The family they created was unconventional, yes, but it was built on the strongest foundation of all, unconditional love. It was a testament to the fact that family isn't just about biology. It's about promises kept, about shared dreams, and about showing up for each other. Eleanor gave Alex the emotional anchor he craved, and in return, Alex gave her a love story for the ages and the chance to be a mother again in the most unexpected of ways. So, the next time you see a headline that seems too strange to be true, remember Alex and Elena. Their story teaches us that love doesn't follow a script. It's not defined by age, wealth, or public opinion. It's found in quiet conversations, shared values, and promises kept against all odds. It reminds us that the most beautiful families are often the ones we build ourselves piece by loving piece. What an incredible story of love, loss, and legacy. It really makes you think about what truly defines a family. If you were as touched by this story as I was, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that goes beyond the headlines.